today. It was pretty awesome.
Science.
Yeah, and it was like with all these other ones. It was actually really cool. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Overture, curtain lights. This is it, the night of nights. No more rehearsing and nursing a part. We know every part by heart. Overture, curtain lights. This is it, we'll hit the heights. And oh, what heights we'll hit. On with the show, this is it.
Which camera are we looking at, Gene? Because on with the show. This is it. I know. We got a new one. The one out, the blue one.
Can you hear me?
Tommy, can you hear me?
Not can you hear me? No. Oh, there I am. There I am. There I am. Hot mic. Hot mic. Oh, somebody switched the mics again. Oh.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Oh, on with the show. This is it. How are you? 5:31, 31 after 5.
Let's check my settings.
6. It's time again. It's Wednesday. Well, did we just do this last week?
Yeah, I got to make sure my thing is online here because
your thing is online. It's your thing. Do what you want to do.
There it is. Wi-Fi.
It's sorry.
Optimum Wi-Fi. I want. What do I want? HR Media Guest, right? That's it.
I want Justin.
I think I have the now.
I'm gonna do that thing, John, and I'll let you know.
Okay. Watch later. All right, there we go. 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 There we go.
Holy fright. That's exactly.
I have a lot to talk about today.
Oh, here we go.
What you talking about, Willis?
You're not going to talk about Bozo O'Rourke, are you?
No. Why do you always say that?
That's why.
Oh, my God. So freaking annoying.
Such a bozo.
Why are you annoying me today?
Because, I don't know, Bozo O'Rourke.
Oh, my God. And you make fun of Maria, too, all the time.
Which Maria who?
Maria. From New York.
From the Spanish Harlem?
No. What's her
mule face. Alexandria.
Yeah, what?
Cortez.
That makes me crazy that when you guys do that. I don't care. I'm going to tell you what pisses me off with you and Winter, what you do. Oh, here we go.
Here, this
no, wait.
Box of tissue
no,
has more intelligence. No, I'm not done. It has more intelligence than that Alexandria Muleface Corterio Tez, whatever the freak her name. She is a dope. She's stupid. She's about as dumb as a bag of hammers, box of rocks, and a mud fence, all put together.
Are you done?
No, because all of a
I'd like you to.
Now
I'm sad that I brought this up.
Now you got
well, there was a reason I was bringing it up, but now I regret it wholeheartedly.
Because hey, how did that new green movement go? Here's a sound for you. Ready? Nerds. Shit didn't go anywhere. It was 57-0. Even her own constituents decided to not support her, and her own Democratic colleagues are like, "This is stupid." Gee, you think?
You done? Oh my God! Why did I bring that up? I'm trying to make a point, and you just was like.
She's got about a 26 IQ. She's about as stupid as the year is long. What are you, Fonzie? Stop! She's dumb. She's a dope. She's a dope. She's an idiot.
Let me clarify something.
She has no reason to be there.
Hey, Republican.
16,000 idiots.
Trump Jr.
Stop a second. Not done.
Quiet.
16,000 morons. Not 160,000. 16,000 morons voted for her. So now she's there.
Why do we look like?
That's great. That's just great.
Are you done? Can I just say one thing?
Oh, I am far from done, but go ahead. I'm just warming up.
I
go
don't
ahead.
care that you are against her political whatever. I have no issue with that. I have no issue with that.
Stop. I'm against her. She's stupid.
Wait.
She has no business being there.
Stop.
She has no business being there.
Okay. By the way, she was elected there. People voted
by
for her.
16,000 morons who don't know their ass. 16,000, not 116, not 216. In New York City, where there was like 8 million people, 16,000 people put her in.
So what?
Got to be
People
kidding
say that
me.
about Trump all the time.
She's stupid.
So it doesn't matter.
She is stupid.
Can you take a second for a second? Can you take a fucking breather?
No, because she's stupid.
You can take a breather.
She's stupid.
Listen to me.
And she's a dolt.
Listen to me.
And a fucktard. Go ahead.
Did you get it out?
Not even close, but go ahead.
I don't mind that you are against whatever platform she speaks of. I have no issue with that because you know how I am.
I got an issue with stupid, but go ahead.
That I don't tolerate.
But she's stupid. You can't tell me she's not stupid.
I respected your opinion.
You can't tell me she's not stupid.
I respected your opinion. I respect mine.
Go ahead.
Okay. I have no issue with your thought process on her. That's your business.
I understand.
Okay. I hate when you and Rob Winter talk about the way a person looks. That pisses me off so much. It really, really irritates me, like in a bad way. And I'm going to tell you why.
Strike a nerve much?
No.
Speaking for Mr. Winter, I think we've struck oil.
No. What it is that it is extremely sexist to talk about the way a woman looks. What does her looks?
I know you don't. Against a guy.
You do it with other women too, not just with her. You do it all the time.
And the truth shall set me free.
Why? But you can't. You are such a flip flopper that way.
No.
Because you can't say how much I love women. I embrace women. I'm all for women's rights.
When they're not stupid.
Blah blah blah. But then you have no issue talking about the way the woman's physical appearance is. What does her physical appearance have to do with anything that you're talking about? Unless you have an inability to express yourself about what she stands for and what she doesn't stand for.
I got no inability to express myself.
Then why do you always have to refer to the way she looks?
Because she looks like a freaking mule-faced twit.
Because you're running out of reasons why you feel the way you do.
No,
so you have to think of her physical.
Not really.
It's not the first time.
I see what I see, and it's like, oh my god.
What does her physical have to? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, because this is the thing. You want to talk about women's physical appearance?
It's my colon turn. Go ahead.
It is so unfounded for you to speak of the way a woman looks in reference to the way they think or talk or anything. The way they look is so sexist, and I'm so against it.
I would say it if it was a man.
And like I said, you and Rob Winter can laugh all you want about the way.
Because it's funny.
But it's not.
It's
not.
Yeah, it is.
I don't see the humor in it at all. And let me tell you something. I'm no prude. Let me tell you something.
I
am no prude.
Never.
A woman's physical appearance. What? What am I looking
We're
at?
on the Facebook. We got the Facebook. Or is there somebody at the door?
What the hell are you talking about?
He's pointing.
At what?
Welcome to Hamilton. It's a whole, look at that. It's a whole scene, man.
That's us.
See what he's done? He's diverted. He's diverted the damn conversation. Gene, you're a genius.
Thank God.
I'm going to get back on this in a second. Yes.
Oh.
See
Thank
how
you.
nice?
Is that a surprise?
Now, here's the biggest question of the moment. Will the of the idiotic Alexandria Mule-Faced Cortez be watching this?
I'm seriously.
She's such a donkey puss.
And I'm seriously going to change the topic because.
No, I won't. I'll go right back to it.
No, I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Because I don't do that to you, and I would ask the respect of you for me. I don't do that to you.
Meaning this in the nicest possible of ways. Man, I don't care.
Yeah. See, this is when it's a problem because I love you dearly. I
love you
that.
too. Absolutely.
And I respect your opinions, whether I agree with it or not.
I know.
But you can't go there with me because I'll get pissed. And let me tell you something. Me angry, it's not pretty.
And tomorrow's
neither is yours either. You angry? I've seen him angry. It's pretty friggin' scary.
And you know what? Tomorrow's another day. I mean, it just is what it is. Bottom line, and this is okay. I'm going to lock it out with this.
And guess what? Everything isn't the liberals' fault. You pieces of idiot. You pieces of crap, you idiots.
No, I understand.
Everything isn't the liberals. If I see that one more time on Facebook, I'm going to throw up. It is not a liberals issue. Okay?
You didn't see that
By the way,
you didn't see that from me.
Stop it.
You didn't see that from me.
You posted something about Jesse Smollett, and you were like,
hey, just because you got caught, don't beat yourself up over it, Jesse.
By the way.
That freaking guy. That's another one.
Okay, yeah. But you posted it. And you posted it from a page that was liberals or the liberals. I go with liberals. And you know how many times people are saying it has to do with the liberals? What the hell? First of all, did you watch the press conference? Do you think those people up there aren't liberals?
Hang on one moment.
Doesn't matter.
Hang on one moment. Hello, this is Barry. I'm calling the Chicago Board of Aldermen. Listen, I got my wife on the phone, and Michelle, she wants to talk to somebody. Go ahead. Yes, you'll drop this case right now, and we'll take care of it. Bye. Click. All of a sudden, Mr. Smollett is exonerated. He's
I love your reenactment. I love your reenactment of something you have no idea what you're talking about.
No, I kind of do.
It's impossible.
No, it's entirely possible.
You were there? No, I'm saying you were there?
I don't need to be there.
No, okay.
I don't need to be there.
That's the problem.
She called in there.
First of all.
Grease some palms. Michelle Obama.
Oh, my God. Are you an idiot?
No, not
You
even
are an
close.
idiot.
I am the smartest guy in the room
You are
right
not.
now.
You are not. If
Smart
you
being,
think it's
non-sexist.
Michelle Obama, that you fall into that category of the people that I can't freaking stand, and you're gonna get on my shit list right now. So
Oh
bad.
no, me too.
It's gonna
I'll
be
be
bad.
damned.
It's gonna be bad. That is the most preposterous,
Yeah,
outrageous
this
thing
Barry Obama
I've ever
again,
heard.
Or Barry Owedo, whatever the hell my Kenyan
God.
name is.
John, I don't know who you are.
Yeah,
I don't know who you are
I got
right
my wife
now.
on the phone, and
I don't know who
she
you are.
needs to say
I have
something
no idea who
because
this man is.
there comes a point when you've
I don't know
earned
what
enough money.
happened.
Hello.
He used to
Hello?
be nice
Hello?
and calm and like and.
Here's my thing. I just don't give a crap anymore. I just
Obviously you don't.
I don't.
But
I really don't.
again, I'll point this out to you. We do a show
Right is
together.
right, wrong
we
is
do a
wrong.
show together, and again, I'll say it again.
Do we?
I respect your view, and you have to respect mine. And out of
I
respect,
don't have to do anything. This
Yeah,
isn't
you
Russia.
do.
No, this
Yeah,
isn't
you
Russia.
do.
No, I don't. This isn't Russia. Gene, is this Russia? No, it's not Russia. So I don't have to do anything.
You're right. You don't have to do anything.
Thank
Just
you.
sit there then.
Right
You don't have
again.
to.
I'm right again.
I'll do the show.
You know what? The only thing I love
Tracy's
more
Real
than
Town sounds great.
The only thing, Gene, I love
Real
more
Town
than
with
being
Tracy
right
Harris.
is
I'm
hearing
on board.
myself when I am right,
I'm
and this
on
is
board.
just like it's unbelievable.
I don't know who you are.
So how about just yourself?
I don't know who you are. I have no idea because the John that I know is opinionated, yes, but isn't aggressive like this. So this is kind of taking me aback a
Well,
little
you
bit. So
know,
I'm just gonna.
when someone lights my light,
I brought some
mean,
Chinese
really lights my light.
You know what I've noticed about you lately?
Talk to me.
You've
What?
been like really unhinged lately, and I don't know if it's because of your physical issues or because you're working at a place because of what's going on there. I don't know what it is, but you have seemed extremely unhinged lately.
Because I got no outlet. I got
Extreme-
no outlet.
But
I got one
There was a time.
hour a week.
What happened? Something happened.
Everybody was nicer and kinder and gentler.
I don't know what happened.
And now they're not.
Because
So
my
you know
my
what?
bestie,
Don't care.
who sits next to me, never was like this.
I understand.
Opinionated, yes. Beliefs, yes. All those things, but you've never been this aggressive
we live
about
in a different
about
world
this.
than we did a year
No.
ago. Yeah, we do.
A year ago, I'm talking about a month ago.
Okay, we live in a different world. We live in a
year
different
ago.
world than we did yesterday.
That's correct. But,
Yeah.
But first of all, I got to point something out.
Go
That's
ahead.
very important about this Jussie Smollett thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A, the prosecutors said they thought he was guilty. The police think he's guilty. The mayor thinks he's guilty.
Yeah, even
Everybody
freaking
thinks
Rahm
he's
Emanuel.
guilty. Okay,
And yet he walks.
But right, and I am 100%. You have to understand. This is why I don't understand why you're arguing with me. I don't agree with him being let go at all. So there's
Well,
no
now you tell me.
There's no argument here. I don't agree with it at all.
You mean that?
Oh my god! All right, I'll give you a hug. Oh no, I think it was a. I think if you saw it on Facebook, I actually at first I was like, oh, they found him not guilty because they didn't. All the evidence was thrown out or whatever I thought. And then when I saw the press conference, that's when it changed for me.
Well, and
I was completely like, wait a second.
I heard about it first. You know,
I sent you the link to watch.
Right.
It's very good.
I heard about it through the Vine, so to speak, yesterday. And I'm like, oh, my goodness, here we go. We're going to hear from all.
No, they were like against him, man.
I
They
didn't
were
until I got home and
angry.
saw some news. I'm like, oh, my God, here all the Chicago nuts
Yeah.
are going to be like, and we feel this is the
Yeah,
right
and that
decision
was
for
not
the
what
group."
happened.
And all of a sudden, and I'm thinking to myself, even on the way home, that for Dr. Rahm Emanuel, he's going to go on there. I think the right decision was made for.
No.
And
Were you shocked? Were you surprised
And
when
I
you
knew
watched it?
that police superintendent guy was going to just be like with steam coming out of his ears, and he was. And then all
They
of a
all
sudden,
were.
Then and I know
The mayor
now, and then
was
they
like-
got Rahm Emanuel on the microphone, and he's like his
Oh yeah.
his veins are.
They were all angry.
and he's over. I'm like, oh.
Every single person was angry.
So who is greasing who behind the scenes?
Number one. That's question number one. Now, there's something very important I need to point out. Very important, and I'm no lawyer. You know what I'm saying?
But she plays one on TV.
Now, you do understand, lawyers' jobs are to get people off. That's their jobs, right? If you've seen it before 100 times, I've seen it. OJ got off. He killed somebody. I don't know if anybody remembered that. He killed people. Okay, he got off.
OJ, would you like to run free?
Yeah,
I would
no,
love to.
Yeah, he killed people. What's her name? Why am I forgetting her name? The one who killed her child.
yeah, I can see her.
The one in Florida.
Yeah. What's her name?
Anthony.
Casey Anthony.
Casey Anthony.
So here's perfect example. Casey Anthony, guilty as sin, as a sin, right? I mean, there was more evidence against her than there was against OJ. I mean, that's how bad it was.
She's going to have some answers
so bad.
when she gets to the next
She
adventure.
had an amazing lawyer. The lawyer who, by the way, and I've said this on the show before, got Aaron Hernandez off.
Oh, gee,
of the
that's
two
right.
murders before he killed himself.
That's right.
Don't forget that. Same lawyer. That lawyer, and I said this before, if I kill someone, that's the lawyer I'm calling because he's going to get me off. That I know. So we got to put this all in perspective, okay? And let's forget about somebody paid off her, that somebody did that, it must be the Obamas, all these like speculations. This is what I need to say. It's very important.
Absolutely.
Everybody listening.
Listening.
A lawyer's job, and if you got a good lawyer and you got money, is to get you off, right?
Well, that's the thing. Money.
Right.
And somebody who's really
right. Now, he had,
with it, so to speak.
He had 15 or 16, 14 counts against him, right?
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing.
Go ahead.
What did he do? Let's nail it down. He lied to police.
Right.
Right. He lied to, who else? He lied to police.
He lied to basically, if you want to boil it down,
the media.
He lied to America.
Right.
There
But
he was talking with.
That's not a law. That's not against the law.
I understand that, but I mean it. I know it doesn't count, but it counts. You know what I mean?
So wait. So now listen. He lied to the police. Now I'm going to put a little perspective for you. Tiny little perspective for you. I worked in a place where with another teacher, and I brought this up before as well,
right?
Who is in jail right now?
Yes.
For raping a 13-year-old girl and getting her pregnant.
Oh,
okay. I worked with this person. Now, I want you to understand this. The owners of the school really didn't want anybody to know, so they lied to police. They actually covered it up. They told the police it wasn't him, even though they knew it was. They told the police he wasn't teaching children anymore because they told them he can no longer speak. While the investigation was going on, he could no longer teach children. Well, not only did they allow him to continue to teach children, they hid and they destroyed all of the paperwork behind each student. Like any student that was under 18, they destroyed it. They actually removed it from the school. So it was gone. So when the police came and did a raid, all that stuff was gone. There was no evidence. So this is what these people did, right? Keep that in mind. That is covering up and lying to police about a rape of a child, okay? Ooh. Much worse than making up a story trying to make yourself look cool, okay? Much worse, right?
Getting yourself beat up by somebody who you paid to get yourself beat up by.
And mind you, it's so stupid and asinine and ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
But what's the crime here? What's the crime other than lying to police? I just need to know. Really isn't,
I
right?
don't know for sure. I'm
really
sure
isn't.
that there's. I don't know that there's
he's an
anything.
idiot.
I don't know
He's
that
an
there's
idiot.
not anything. Well,
he's an idiot.
for
That's
one
all.
thing,
He's a dummy. So we know that. There's no ifs ands. He's
for
a dummy.
crimes against society of being a dummy.
So and I'm sure the charges were like reckless endangerment or falsification, like all those weird little tiny little things. You know how easy it is for a lawyer to get those out of the way? It's so easy, and I'm going to tell you why it's easy. These people that I worked with who were charged with those same charges for the rape of a 13-year-old child, one got off scot-free, the other got probation for 1 year. That's what they got charged for.
Wow.
Okay, in Massachusetts. So my point being, okay, it's not hard to get off of those charges. It's really not. Now, if he killed someone, if he physically beat somebody, if he stole, if he think of all the crimes that you get charged for. All those crimes.
No doubt, yeah.
What did he do? He's a big fat liar. He's an idiot.
I mean, it could have been assault and battery.
Yeah, but he didn't hit anybody.
It could have been. It could have been a manslaughter, a murder.
All these things,
it could have been.
Right.
Okay.
So, what is he guilty of? Being an asshole.
Just being
yes.
Huge.
Absolutely. So this is the thing.
For him to get done a big TV show.
No, he's a jerk.
Of course.
There's no doubt. He's something's wrong with him. There's no doubt. But on a legal platform, on an official platform, I don't get those 16 counts. I don't know what they were. I'm going to have to look it up. I'm wondering if it's actually available online because it's pretty easy to get off of those things because they even said it in the press conference, even though the prosecutor said, oh, no, he's guilty. Oh, he's definitely guilty.
Yeah.
However,
I saw that guy with
he said, oh, yeah, he's guilty.
Spiky looking hair by the bookcase.
Right, he's guilty. But here's the thing. The things that he did legally really aren't that big of a deal. other than lying to police, which is kind of up there. But other than that, he didn't kill anybody. He didn't stab anybody. He didn't murder. He didn't steal. He didn't. Rob a bank. All he did was make himself look like an ass. That's definitely what he did.
That was pretty.
But so I don't know why
apparent.
people are so surprised that I don't think it was some big influence, and I think he had a great team of lawyers who said, well, and they did say this in the press conference, he has no past legal issues. He has no criminal past at all. So he is a clean slate, right?
Right.
Completely
Right.
clean.
Of
Take
course.
that. Take money and fame. We'll put that next to it. Okay. And then what he did, where does that go on the meter? It's pretty low. It's easy. Okay, you sir, okay, here you go. Pay a fine, whatever. See you later. Thanks. Bye. Don't ever do it again. Oh, I promise I won't do it again. His career is done. It's over.
I would think.
His career is done. He made himself look like an ass. He made himself look like an ass not only to Americans, but to the black community. They've disowned him. Trust me. So he's done. He's done as a human being. So his punishment is good for me. I'm fine. Fine. Let him walk. You think anybody's going to want to be around him?
No.
No, they're going to be like, you're a liar.
No. He's a
Everyone
pariah.
knows he's a liar.
He's a pariah.
He lost his job in Empire. No one's going to hire him again.
Pardon me,
He
no.
might get a podcast. He might get a podcast right here in Hamilton Radio. He wouldn't even hire him. See?
Yeah.
That's my point. So, it took me a while to think about it because I was angry like you. I was like, what the hell? Who did this? Who paid off? And then I slept on it and I started thinking about it. I'm thinking, wait a second. He didn't really do anything other than lie.
Well,
Right?
Again, never mind the mayor, Rahm Emanuel, because again, not a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan of big politicians to begin with.
Right.
Okay, I mean, okay, Donald Trump. I'm fine with him, but I'm not. Let me tell you what, I'm fine with Mr. Trump. I am not great. I am not over the moon. I'll say this about that. I got no big problem with him other than shut up half the time, would you please?
Stop Twitter.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you know what? He's no Ronald Reagan to me. He's no Ronald Reagan.
He's no George Bush.
I'll
say that, and I'm a Democrat.
That's my gold standard.
I'll take George Bush.
For my lifetime. People growing up, I just missed the Kennedy years. I wasn't around for Mr. Roosevelt back, in the 30s and 40s, who I remember my grandparents used to talk about in the 70s when I was a kid. At any rate, they've got bigger fish upon further review, so to speak. They do. They've got bigger fish to fry out there.
You know how much crime is in Chicago?
And my point
Holy
exactly.
crap.
There's going to be there's how many Monday mornings or Monday evening newses do we hear? And there were 17 more shootings and deaths in Chicago over the weekend.
Yeah.
What? This is like New York back during the Big Mac days. Remember them?
Oh,
Gene?
yeah. I remember.
Back in the 70s.
Well,
like
I don't remember the 70s,
the
but-
Abe Beam mayoral days.
But
you
remember,
know?
I said the highest crime actually wasn't in the 70s, it was in the 80s.
Right.
Right.
But the perception though
Is
was
the 70s, yes.
okay, and it trickled in and it kept going is the thing, and you're right. It zenithed, I guess during David Dinkins,
Yes.
in the early to mid 80s, and it was nothing back then. Roger Grimsby and Bill Butel on Channel 7 Eyewitness News. Grimsby would come on and say, well, tonight we begin with another round of mass shooting deaths and murders over the weekend here in New York. With that story, we're going to go to ABC TV, WABC's Louis Young in the Bronx. Louis? And Louis Young would go on for a good 3 to 4 minutes. That's a long piece on local news. That's back when the local news was an hour long. Do you remember that, Gene? Channel 7, Channel 2, and Channel 4 in New York City went from 6 to 7. And they would arguably go till about 20 after with people getting hurt, maimed, killed, murdered, raped, this, that, the other. It was horrible. Then you got this guy out in a similar scenario all these years later, doing something dopey, and I have to admit, I was being ridiculous to point out the ridiculousness of all of this.
Yes.
That was my whole MO there a few minutes ago.
And I understand that.
Okay? My whole thing is to point out the ridiculousness by being
as if not more ridiculous. And then when you step back, like we did, and have a sniff at it and really have a good peel look at it, it's like, oh shit, this guy, what is he doing? This is self-aggrandizement on a whole different new other level that's just completely out of hand. Why would you do that? You know, when you know for sure back in February or even right now that they have got so many other more important fish to fry out there in Chicago, crime-wise, than your dopey behind supposedly getting attacked and called mean names and a rope put around you that you did yourself.
That you did, right.
Okay? Come on,
I mean, he's guilty of being a big fat liar. We know this. I mean, this is the truth. I mean, but...
So you're in other words, he's using the taxpayer resources and funds and efforts and whatnot on something that's...
silly.
Never mind.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But and here's the thing: he did pay a $10,000 bond when he was arrested, and usually when charges are dropped, the bond is returned.
Well, he's not getting that back, is he?
He volunteered not to take it back and to give it to the city.
Okay.
And this is important. That's a part of his charges getting dropped. That $10,000. So that's important too. You understand that?
Yeah.
So this is what I'm trying to say is that
follow the money.
They Again, but that being said, what his crimes aren't as severe as, you know, what someone else, many other people have done. And the fact that he got off is kind of silly because he should have gotten charged with something. Absolutely. But again, it kind of makes no sense to even we've spent so much time, or the city of Chicago has spent so much time on this for no reason. Because honestly, he didn't kill anybody. He didn't rape a child. He didn't kidnap anybody. What did he do? He just did something stupid and said stupid things and made up stories and lied about it.
And because he had a position of celebrity-ishness that he did, you know, everybody, you know, perked up and listened to him.
Correct.
You know?
That's exactly.
Wait a minute. Jesse wants to come on Good Morning America.
Yeah.
Robin, can you do a piece with him, please?
Exactly.
Good. I mean, you know.
Exactly.
What's that, Robin? Yeah, I get it. The whole brother and sister thing. I get it. That's beautiful.
And here's
That's a great angle. Thank you.
I thought you'd find this interesting.
And there he went.
He says he was charged with 16 felony counts of disorderly conduct.
Oh, gee, 16.
Of disorderly conduct. So different types of disorderly conduct. I don't know. Homophobic, like that's part of it too, because if it's like a racist, homophobic slurs, I mean, 16 charges. I mean,
what have we? What have we become? What
and
has
I think
here?
that's what needs to be done. Is people need to step back and think about it because it really, who cares? I mean, who cares? All he did was embarrass himself.
Do you think?
That's it. And he's ruined his own life. And why? And now that I think about it, I said there's really no reason for anybody to be angry about it because he didn't do anything. To me, he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything to any of the population. He didn't hurt anybody.
Nope.
He didn't maim anybody. He didn't kidnap anybody. He didn't do any of that stuff.
Those two whack jobs, those two knuckleheads, they got
$3,500
for just being a bunch of would-be thugs.
Yeah, whatever. And they're a bunch of doofuses. I mean, so you think about it,
lift some
really.
weights, have fun.
Who cares that he walked? I don't think it's a big deal because guess what? He will pay the ultimate price of losing his career.
I think
he's going to be working at,
when looking
McDonald's.
at the people out there who were genuinely steamed about this yesterday, again, the police superintendent, I guess they don't call him a chief out there, but that real tough-looking police officer guy with all the medals and the stars and what. He
was pissed.
He was very angry.
For them, they're pissed because it's more, you know how much work they put into it?
Well,
that's the thing. That's the crime
legitimate, okay? Right there, he's like, you mean to tell me after all this, all my guys put into this, he's just going to, bye. And same thing with Rahm Emanuel. After all this exposure, all of this whole, as my mother would say, all this whole falderall, all this whole business, we're done.
Correct.
Really?
Yeah.
I would be a little ticked off too, but then, okay. The next day, the next week, it's like, let him go because you know what?
No one's going to remember this anyway.
Well,
it's going to go. I mean, we won't. Hollywood will, but as far as like human beings, who cares? I mean, next week we're going to be like, who?
Here's a bit of a prediction, and I can't tell you when because, of course, we can't see into the future. The celebrity world, whether it's sports or entertainment, they love to crush people.
Sure. And then bring them back up.
And then they love to lift them back up.
Sometimes.
Here's 2 words for you.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods.
True, but Tiger Woods, same thing. Tiger Woods, what was he guilty of? Tiger Woods didn't kill anybody, didn't hurt anybody. He just cheated on his wife a lot.
That's why I brought him up, because he was just being a dope.
He cheated on his wife a lot.
He was being a dope as well.
Which isn't against the law. It's just a crappy thing to do.
It's just being a dope.
Right.
So
and let me point out, I always loved Tiger Woods. I didn't even care that he did that. It didn't even affect me. I was like, whatever. You know what?
I like the guy for his acumen and his ability for golf.
People are so quick to judge, and the people that were judging him are the ones cheating on their wives. So, I mean, give me a break.
You know what I mean?
I
so there's another guy who just got involved in some dopey activity, did what he did, got caught, wrecking his car, being half in the bag that one night, backing out and whacking into a tree, and the police called him, caught up with him, and he had
you're a big cheater. Everybody,
doofusy-looking mugshot, at 0 dark 30, okay? Yeah. And then, not we all, but quote unquote, we all didn't like him for a while. He'll never be on the tour again because he's
a cheater.
He's a bad fellow.
He likes to have sex with lots of women. It's horrible.
Okay.
It's terrible. He can't control himself.
Who's the victim? What? Not really, but you know what I mean. Then what was it? Few years later, it's like, well, okay, Tiger's been working out. His back issues are not what they were because he hasn't been forcing himself to play. He has taken time away from the game. He's hanging out with whoever he's hanging out.
He was dating Lindsey Vonn for a while.
The skier. Yeah. And you know what? He's gonna give it another go after these several years of being away from the spotlight. And then everybody was like, yay! And then when he won his first tournament, you'd have sworn that it was Jesus coming down the street on a donkey on Palm Sunday. Okay, and that's fine. I have no issue with that. But the thing it always flummoxes me is, you know what? We gotta find them. We gotta make them something. And then when they burp, we gotta just crush them into 1,000 pieces. Let them lay there for a while and steep in the mud puddle. And then we're gonna go and put them back together and say, okay.
Are you ready for this?
Whenever you're ready.
So here's something interesting too. So the charge, Jussie Smollett, is filing a false police report.
Right.
It's a felony in Illinois.
That's a bad
which
thing
is
to
why,
do.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's considered a class 4 felony, which is the least serious of all felonies. It's the least serious. That's really, and all it carries is a 1-year prison term and fines up to $25,000. So let's put this in perspective now. That's all. So his charges got dropped. He wouldn't have gotten any. He probably wouldn't have gotten anything. Even if he was found guilty, he probably wouldn't have gotten anything.
How old a guy?
I think he's in his 30s. I think he's in his 30s.
Really?
But you know what I mean? So here's the reality of it. It's the least important felony. It's on the bottom. So and he would have maybe got a year, which he wouldn't have gotten a year, as you know. So even if he went to trial, and now actually, here's the brighter side. Hello, Illinois. Your taxpayers won't go to his trial. Your taxpayers' dollars will not go to his trial now. That's a good thing.
Hello.
Because guess what? You would have spent all this money on his stupid trial, and even if he was found guilty, they would have been like, well, we would have given you a year in jail, but we're going to give you a week because, you've been in jail. We're going to give you a week. I mean, it would have been nothing. So you're actually saving money because the charges are dropped. So Illinois should be rejoicing that they don't have to participate in that farce of a court drama that would have taken place if, in fact, they didn't drop the charges. So technically, it's actually a good thing. I hope everybody's listening to me.
I understand.
But it's a good thing.
I get it. I just hope he doesn't beat himself up so much, going forward.
Yeah. I mean, he's done. He's done. His career's done. And that's it. But that's my point. And I hope everybody understands that.
You watch 5 years, give or take. Something will
some opportunity will avail itself or bubble
Sure,
up
maybe.
to where
Maybe
it's,
he'll come back and people will go,
you
oh
know
yeah,
what?
there's the liar guy.
This is a perfect
Whatever.
opportunity for that. Who's that guy who beat himself up and got off on all charges back in 19?
Sure.
Well, Smiley, yeah, give him a buzz because this would be perfect. And all of a sudden, he'll come out of some freaking woodwork, out from under some rock, or from some trailer court
Why
where
not?
he lives, and he does his thing.
But either way, it's now it's done. You don't have to
Please.
hear about it.
That's
You don't have
enough.
to read about it. It's goodbye. Illinois doesn't have to pay for the trial. We're all good to go. So who cares? And again,
agree.
he really didn't do anything.
No, he really did.
And
That was my whole point. Again, illustrating the ridiculousness by being as, if not more ridiculous,
and
at the top of the show.
Exactly. And my perspective, based on something I actually went through, makes a lot of sense.
Oh, it does.
Because there you go. An actual case of a real crime involving children and 1 year probation. Think about that for a second.
And as you guys up in Massachusetts would say, not for nothing.
Not for nothing.
That's kind of, I kind of thought of that.
Right.
As this whole thing was playing out, watching this thing this last day or so, I'm like, oh my goodness, this reminds me. Oh, that's right, that thing up in Massachusetts that Tracy's former colleagues were involved with.
That's right. And there you go. So if you can get a year's probation and get off on doing something like that, then this is nothing. Who cares about this? This is kindergarten. This is nothing. So what? He had someone beat him up and then he lied about it. Well, he's a jerk. That's it.
He paid somebody to beat him up.
Yeah, and then and he's a big fat liar. So that's it. It's done. You're a big fat liar. Go on with yourself. Go home. Do what you got to do. Meditate. I don't know. Go to rehab. Whatever you need to do. I don't even know. Actually, I was speaking of rehab. So I've never been very fond of this woman. And as someone who is in radio and has been in radio, and you would understand this, she started off as a jock, and she's done very well for herself. She has her own talk show, Wendy Williams.
Oh, yeah.
But man, have you been reading the stories about her?
I caught that the other day. That all of a sudden she just
damn girl.
She had
She's a hot mess.
A little bit of a meltdown on the program.
She's a hot mess.
Yeah.
So here's the thing that's crazy about it. She had admitted that she is an alcoholic and a cocaine abuser.
Oh,
so she's an addict.
Wow. Yeah.
So she was going to these halfway houses and rehabs and whatever, after her shows. So she would leave her show and then go and check herself in and go, do the meetings, the AA meetings and everything. Yeah, she was doing that in between her shows. So then the recent events, which I read this morning, was she had the meltdown on her show and she admitted. She said, I'm an alcoholic, I'm a coke addict.
I saw that piece.
She did all that stuff. Right. So then she went after her show on Monday or Tuesday. After her show, she left her rehab and got drunk off her ass.
Oh,
right?
no.
Got drunk. They found her passed out. They had to, give her all these meds and stuff so that she wouldn't have, alcohol poisoning and so on. And so then it turns out the reason they're saying that this is all happening is because her husband cheated on her with his massage therapist. Now, her husband works with her on the show, by the way.
Wow.
So not only did he cheated on her with this massage therapist. The massage therapist got pregnant and actually gave birth to the child the same day that she got drunk.
Whoops.
So it kind of now it's all
boy.
making sense. So her husband cheated on her, got this woman pregnant. The woman had the baby, and that day she ended up getting wasted and was sent to the hospital again. So she's going through some pretty hefty
I'm no
stuff
big
right
Wendy
there.
Williams fan either, but
She's
I might
annoying.
give her a pass on that one.
Yeah, and that's kind of the way I look. Once I heard all that, I didn't know all that stuff.
Ooh.
And I read it
Well,
this
who would
morning.
know?
Well, right. Well, the press. But I just, for some reason, missed that story. But so apparently, the mistress gave birth, and it sent her over the edge. And I get it. Now I get it.
Imagine it would.
I get it. But yeah, she's a big addict. So I thought that was an interesting story today. That I read. But I wanted to talk to you. What's going on with your football team?
Oh, well, we are 2-0. We are.
Who are you playing?
We there's a league. This is the league that I helped start back in 2005,
Right now, it's predominantly made up of teams in Pennsylvania, but that is beginning to change. It's called the Great Eastern Football Association, GEFA. You can look them up online. You can even look up video on YouTube, GEFA Football. Our team, the Monmouth Rage, from over in, we play over in Homedale at St. John Vianney High School. Matter of fact, our game this week is there, 1 o'clock. It's at, again, St. John Vianney High School, 504A Line, like straight line Road in Homedale, New Jersey. 07733 in case you want to put that in your MapQuest or your Waze or your GPS. It's what do you want to know? I mean,
who did you play? Who did you beat?
We have beaten the Columbia County Kings, which are literally they're in my backyard with the house out in Bloomsburg. They play about their home base is about 2.5 miles away from my home in Pennsylvania. There were the Capital City Gorillas from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Sadly, we had to take this one as a forfeit win because they folded up. They have ceased operations. They couldn't keep enough of guys to make the team work. So they were on the schedule. They were working the Cobbett together as of 2 weeks ago, and they just couldn't do it. And right before our game, a couple of days beforehand, they folded up shop. So we took a 6-0 forfeit win last weekend, but used that time to buff and polish and have some practice, on Saturday to get better. So now this week, we open up with our first 3 games were slated to be home games. This would have been 3 out of 3. We play the Williamsport out of Pennsylvania, the Williamsport Wildcats.
Oh.
This is a group of guys who was a spin-off team from my team. And I say it's my team because I started it. I created it, and when we were together, it was, guys, this is our team. But now that the team is no more, it's my team, the Susquehanna Valley Stallions. Started them in 2005, and my one running back, Jim Gibson, used to come all the way from Williamsport to Bloomsburg, which was about an hour's drive, to participate in practices and in games. And after the season was over, it was a short season, like a 6-game season, just to begin with, to see if it was going to work. And he said, Williamsport's got, a pretty decent population base versus over here in Bloomsburg. Would you be okay if I saw about starting a team over there? I'm like, Jimmy, please, we want to grow this thing. So his first year, or the Wildcats, he's no longer involved either. He's moved. He's literally moved. But the Wildcats' first year was 2006. Pardon me, the second year of the Great Eastern Football Association. So they're going to come in from Williamsport. We're gonna crack some skulls, knock some heads, block, tackle, throw, run, pass, walk, talk, eat, shoot, shit, like U.S. soldier. No, like a bunch of football guys. And that'll be 3 down and 7 to go.
I have an issue with socks.
Socks the cat.
Please somebody.
Yeah.
Do you understand? This is when I feel like I should do stand up, because you know how like Jerry Seinfeld would look at like normal everyday things.
Why is it that socks are so different from one guy to another? He's a sock narcissist.
He's an LK narcissist. But I loved his stand up. He does his stand up routine, or bit, I should say, where in the shower there's always a hair on the wall, and he's always cupping his hands and throwing it. Yes. And I do that all the time. I always do it. I did it so it makes me laugh, because I'm like, I wish I would have, said that out loud, because it is a funny thing. But the one thing that drives me crazy, and you are more than welcome to steal this, any really good comedian, not like you have to be a good comedian to steal this. But does anybody ever notice when you buy a pack of socks, getting them apart is the hardest freaking thing on the planet? I have spent more time taking socks apart than I have pretty much anything in my life. Let's just point that out.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
How do we get from football to socks?
I don't know, but I just was thinking about my socks today. I have a hole in my sock. You want to know why I have a hole? Because they do this. You get a 6 pair, right?
Yeah.
Then you get the
little
plastic thing
little
around
plastic
it.
dealie, yeah.
Okay. Then you get the little tiny little plastic hook.
Yep.
Right. Now, if you notice, they're individually bonded together. It's
For your
not
protection.
one. It's not one plastic. It's you cut one. Only one pair comes off. You have to cut the next one, and then another pair. Now this is just the toe. This isn't the ankle. You cut another. Now all the toes are apart. And you're like, oh, good. I'm good. Oh, wait, the ankles. The ankles. Then you got to cut each one off the ankle, and you got to make sure not to cut it like your scissors because it's this big. You cut the socks. It's this big. Yeah, it's a tiny little plastic thing. It's this thin and it's this big. And you got to put your scissors and you got to cut it just right because if you go to the left, you cut your sock. You go to the right, you cut your sock. So you have to do this and you have to go in. You have to pull the. Now you have two hands. How do you pull the socks apart and then cut? I don't know. You know what you do? You hold them and then you got to go in and start cutting the socks. No, this is true. It's so annoying. So I bought a pair of socks this morning. I didn't even wear the new socks. You know why? Because I couldn't get them apart in time before I left for work. Because they want people stealing the socks.
No, that's one thing.
Oh.
Just like you said, people cut into the sock. So they buy
You got to buy more.
Right.
It's annoying. But mine, the hole is not from the cutting. It's because for some reason the cord or something did something to the hole, like when they're puncturing it. And so like it took me 15 minutes to take a pair apart 6 pairs of socks. Why? Why is this so hard?
Which leads me to my
Why?
next point. Don't smoke crack.
Like seriously, don't you know? You know, Gene understands what I'm saying. It's so annoying. So that's my other thing. Here's my other thing that annoys me.
Go ahead.
Another thing that annoys me. When they put the labels on like plates and cups and stuff in certain stores.
Oh, yes.
Why do they use super glue? I have to take it off. I have to take it off the cup. So this is what they do. They put, especially, I'm telling you who's guilty of this. I'll tell you who's Kohl's
Ooh.
and Ross.
Ross,
Especially
yes.
Ross, you bastards. Ross, man. Oh, Ross. I got a bone to pick with you. So you buy something from them. You got these nice set of plates. They
Beautiful.
insist on putting these tags
Industrial
on the back
strength
of each
adhesive.
plate. I use my nail. Now, you don't want to use anything sharp because you don't want to scratch the plate, right?
Correct.
So you're like, okay, so I'm using my nail, can't get it off. So I said, well, let me put soap and water. Put soap and water, you can't get it off.
Oh.
You have to go like this, both your thumbs, and you got to push like this to get the gummy part off.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
take little pieces of little gummy parts off one at a time. And then you run it through the dishwasher. It's still not off.
Oh, no, it's not.
Who came up with this? Who came up with this? You get knives. Here's another one. Walmart does this. You get knives, and they wrap them around the handle, and you can't get it off the goddamn handle. And you got little gums of like, wait,
You need to write a book
like this is true.
of how to get stuff off.
Oh my God! It is the most annoying thing I have ever encountered. I can't. So these are the two things in my life. This all happened
this.
within a 2-day period between the socks and the plates. I said, "Is this what my life is?" And I know I'm not the only one going through this. I know I'm not. I
I got to tell you,
That's so
I
annoying.
got two.
I can't.
When I
I'm out of breath because it just.
take it easy, take it easy. When I took that week vacation a few years ago,
Yes.
went by the Gold Toe outlet,
What the hell is that?
the socks.
Oh.
Gold Toe socks.
Oh, I know gold toes.
Okay.
Yeah, man, that's a man thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they had women's there too. I mean, they're
But they don't have gold toes, the women's, do they?
I don't remember because I didn't buy any because I'm not a woman.
You're a man.
Okay, I'm a man.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Sorry. Inside joke. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Guess it was time for a breakdown.
I don't know where that came from.
And I got the ankle high ones, a pack of black ones and a pack of white ones. And I have to say, this is only not quite 3 years ago. I don't remember it being such a struggle,
For socks?
to get the socks out of the
No, it's
out of
why?
the
Because
situation.
people steal. People steal.
Well, I don't remember it being such a struggle.
No, I'm telling you, it's worse now. It wasn't like that when we were kids.
This is only
No.
this is
No.
2016.
No.
2016.
No, they had one little rope and you just untied it.
Oh, please! It was a piece of cake back then.
Yeah, that was it. It was done.
They had the
Not
little,
anymore.
mini
No.
hanger that the interwoven socks got, slid in on, and they would zoop, like this, and you just right off and
Why
bingo.
can't they, seriously, why can't they just do one plastic string through the sock? Why do you have to have one for each pair of socks? I don't understand that. I don't understand. It takes so long.
It's like some of the toys for the kids. You try to unwrap the package, little Tommy, is like,
the packaging.
Dad. I'm like, Dad's like, I got it, son. What are you stupid? Come on, I told you not to be stupid.
Have you seen those packages?
And then all of a sudden it's like 18 melded plastic welds, and you got it with the X-Acto knife and a box
You can't
cutter
open them.
and pliers with the wire cutters and the whole thing. And it's like a 35-minute ordeal to open Thomas the Tank Engine or whatever.
But it's
the
like
hell.
that with like everything. Now I noticed that like if something is like it's in those big thick plastic
Like a
things
blister
that hang
pack.
up,
Yeah, the big blister
and then you
pack.
try to take and you can't take it off. You have to take scissors and you cut it.
Yeah.
And then guess what? You still can't take it off because even though there's a cut, you can't get your
it's in.
fingers down in it to pull it apart. So you have to keep cutting around whatever the object is and keep cutting until you find that one little hole where you can put your one finger in, and then you start spreading it apart like this one by one until it pops open.
God
and that
forbid
takes like
you
an
get
hour.
something doesn't work.
It takes an hour.
Okay? God forbid you get something that doesn't work. You put the batteries in or you charge it up and wah. So you bring it back to the place and the dopey woman's like, well, this has been opened. Yes, to see that it would work. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Can't find that out.
You can't seal it back.
Unless I,
you
wait
can't
a minute,
seal
wait
it
a minute.
back.
Unless I, open the package, you dummy.
You can't seal it back.
Well, it's been open. I don't know if we can.
May I see a manager, please?
Do you have your receipt?
Right here.
It's funny, they got copies of everybody's receipts.
Now they
because,
do, yeah.
You know, in the digital, why didn't you just get the receipt there?
I know.
Why
It's
do I
weird
have
when
to
they
bring my
say you
receipt?
must
I
have your
wasn't
receipt. I think
there.
that's the
Call it
weirdest
up.
thing to me.
Call it
That
up.
they say that like this day and age when they say, do you have your receipt? I'm like, you do. What do you mean, do I have my receipt? You do. You have it.
You got my name, you got my address, you
Yeah.
got my phone
And
number.
not for
You
nothing,
got my receipt.
I went to New York and Company, which is a chickie place, and I went and bought one sweater. They said, "Could I have your email? We'll send you like discounts." And I don't know why I say yes. I don't know why I do that. Do you know? I'm gonna tell. Where's my? Oh, my phone's right now. I don't know if I can do it while it's running, but I'm gonna tell you. This is a true story. Hold on a second. Give me a second.
You know, it's
Let me
funny.
just
They
look at
take your
something up.
email and they sell it to a list.
Oh well, of
And
course
then
I
people
that
buy
I know.
that list.
That I know. Can I
You
share?
get all these other offers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you're
that
like,
I know.
why
So
did get
I
all of
have.
this? Just give
Okay,
me
ready?
Email away.
I have 9,700 unread emails in my inbox.
Whoa.
You got that right.
Wow.
Would you like to know why?
They're all
Because I
offers.
give my email out to people all the time. Because I'm like, oh, I shopped here. Here's my email. Oh, I shopped. Here's my email. Oh, what's your email address? What's your email? So this is what happens. And here's the problem. If anybody has Google and they have Gmail, okay, Gmail is crap. And it pisses me off. I get so mad with Gmail because how do you delete? You can only delete one at a time. You can't go back to 8,602 email and delete it. You can't do that. You have to delete everything one at a time or wipe the whole thing.
Well, no, not
There's only
necessarily.
two. Tell me what you do because I'd love to know. I've been looking for years. Go ahead. Go.
On mine, because now I got like 400 of them, and you get the real emails, and then you get the promotional emails. So I just go in, for example, to the promotional, and yeah, that's the one to where you just hit the box
and you delete the whole. You have to delete the whole thing. Yes.
Now back to the, and I forget what the name of it actually is, but my real emails that are supposedly legit, and many of them are. A bunch of garbage, but you go into there, and what it'll do when you hit that box up on the top, it'll only. Now I could be wrong.
It selects the page.
They may have updated it, but they select so much, like 50 of them.
Correct.
And then
But here's the problem.
and you hit at a time.
You have to,
Yeah.
right. Don't you have to go through every single one to make sure that it doesn't delete something that you like maybe you
Well,
wanna
yeah,
keep?
there is that. I mean, that's
So you have to
anywhere.
go. So this is my point.
My Hotmail,
So you're
same
right.
thing.
You're right. But here's the issue, right? I got to go, okay, I'm going to delete this whole 50. But let me just make sure there's nothing in there that I need. So I got to read 50 emails?
No. I just go down. I don't read them all. I go down and see who they're from. Because honestly, like in my Gmail, I don't have a lot of personal correspondence.
See,
going
I
on
do.
there. Oh, gee. But even if if I do, the thing of it is, like I see, oh, here's something from Jack, my son. Oh,
You
here's
gotta
something
keep
from
that.
Jamie.
You
Okay.
gotta keep that.
Okay. Oh, Tracy just emailed
Gotta
me
keep
with
that.
with
Better
something.
keep that.
Oh, Jean just emailed me with something, and I just doink 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 doink. I
Right.
unchecked them, so now it's 46.
How long did that take you?
Not very long, I have to admit. I mean, less long than one would think.
So what if you said, like, you know what? I have too many emails. I want to shorten my emails. So I want to find the emails that I don't want. How do you do that? In 7,000 emails, how do you find them?
Well, in 7,000, that's quite a lot.
can find them.
That's like my
There
Hotmail
should be a
account.
search at the top. And
There's-
you just
there-
put
I do them
the
alphabetically.
keyword
What do you
like
search? What do you-
Chicky, whatever it's called.
Okay, so I'll say this is. So I tried that, right? So I get a lot of emails from like Victoria's Secret. I'm anti Victoria's Secret. I'll go back to that in a second. That's a whole. That's a whole other story.
What did they do?
That's
Go
a whole
ahead.
other story. And I used to love Victoria's Secret. Sorry, but you know what? I'll never get a sponsorship from them when I'm done with this conversation.
Whoops.
But so I searched Victoria's Secret in the search, and I said they all came up, and I said I'm deleting every single one of them. I don't even care. So I deleted all of them, and it was like 50. So I was like, well, now I still have 7,300. I'm like, I don't even know what's going
What you want
on.
to do too with something like that, and I'm as guilty of this as the next person, is to get into one. Like, we'll use your Victoria's Secret as an example. You have no love for them. Get them away from me. I'm done.
Bitches.
Right. You got to get into one of them and find the unsubscribe feature. Hit that sucker.
And
and
I've
then-
done that too. I've
Yeah.
done that too. I've done that too.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah.
But that only stops what's going forward.
I understand.
Yeah.
You still
I've done that.
again, my
I-
Hotmail account
yeah,
I've
it's
had
just-
since
Yeah,
since
Hotmail's
Hector
old
was
school.
a pup.
Yeah,
okay,
that's old school.
And I still look at it every now and again. But I go in there the other week. There was 4,000 emails unread.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh. So I sorted them alphabetically.
How'd you do that? Because I can't do that on my Gmail.
This was a Hotmail.
Maybe on Hotmail, but on Gmail you can't do
I
that.
understand.
It sucks.
So I know. So back to
Sucks.
Gmail.
Gmail's-
What I do is in the promotional ones I just wipe them out because you know what, if they're not that
I
important,
don't.
they're going
Do you know that I sit in my living room and I'll watch TV and I'll have the phone and I'll start going through them and deleting them and deleting them and deleting them, and then it looks like I'm like, wow, I've been doing this for an hour and now I have 6,300. Like, I mean, it's like I've never done anything. It's like I did nothing. It's like I did nothing. Like, I have dreams of getting to the bottom where I have like 3 emails.
Nope.
I have dreams like that. They aren't going to come true. They're not. I hate Gmail. I'm going to tell you my Victoria's Secret story. Did I ever tell you the story? This happened a while ago.
Don't remember if you may have, but if
So,
so, it's been
I'm
a
gonna
while.
tell you about my Victoria's
Regale
Secret.
me, won't you?
So this is what happens. I've always been like a very petite person, height and body. I was always very, very, very small. I didn't really gain weight until I was in my 40s. I didn't gain weight at all. Like in my 20s and 30s.
So large.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Like in my 20s and 30s, I was 100 pounds. I mean, I was like soaking wet. I was very thin and little. And then for some reason, I started gaining weight when I got to my 40s. But the worst was after I moved to Jersey. I don't know what it was. This is the heaviest I've been in my life, is being in Jersey. And I'm not heavy. You know what I mean? But by my standards, when you're used to being like 115, majority of your life, 120. Then when you get to 130, you're a pig. I mean, that's the way you feel that way around. I'm just saying this is the way you feel about yourself. I'm just saying. So, so this is the funny thing. So 130, and then I bottomed out at 140, and I was like, this has got to stop. But anyways, but the thing is, as a woman, and I'm talking to the women out there, you may not relate, but women, when they gain weight in the same places. My calves are exactly the same. My thighs are the same. My arms are the same. The only places I gain weight is my ass and my boobs. That's it. That's it. A little in my belly, but not that bad, really.
That's
It's
where I
really
get
my
it.
ass. Well, that's a man thing, because men always get it in their
that.
belly.
I
Always,
hate that.
always, always get it in
Can I tell you I hate that?
Yeah, men always do get the belly thing. But for women, and I don't know if women can relate, but it's always like the boobs and the butt. So now here's the issue, okay? Victoria's Secret, I always shopped at Victoria's Secret. Always. And I always had the same bra size. And so, as I gained a little weight, I said, well, I'm going to go to Victoria's Secret. Now, I'm going to put a little perspective on this. I don't know if you're going to understand it, but because you're guys. But when you have a bra size and you've had the same bra size for a long time and your bra size changes, it goes up. So, and a lot of yeah. But a lot of misconceived notions with men. Here's the misconceived notion. They think that the A, B, C, D, that's like the cup size, but it really is not. It's the number. And a lot of guys don't know that.
That right?
Yeah, they're like D cup, they're big. This really doesn't work like that. It's really the back. Okay.
Huh.
So when you have if you have double D's and then you have like a 40 back, that's big. That's big.
Oh, boy.
You know what I mean? So now here's the situation. I've always been a C cup my whole life. I've always been a C cup, but I was a 34C for many, many, many years, right? Then I was a 36C, and then it's a little. So now they're saying I'm a 38C. I don't know what's going on. But here's the crazy thing, right? I go to Victoria's Secret. This is the last time I went, and this is down in Quaker Bridge Mall, right up in Hamilton, right? So I'm looking at the bras. I love the bras. So nice, so pretty, so pretty. Now their bras are about $40 to $50 a pop.
Right.
Just get that
That I
out
do
there.
know.
Yeah, pretty,
Yeah.
very, very expensive. So the way they do it is they do like a specialty fitting, and they have like these women that come after you, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna set up a dressing room for you, and I'm gonna do. You want to do a fitting? Do you know what your size is? Blah 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 blah." I said, "No, I know what's up. Don't worry about it. I pick my sizes, And I realized something. Their bras aren't fitting me, like at all.
Oh.
And I mean the cup, the back, everything. And I'm thinking to myself, okay. Something's not right. I don't know what's going on. So I said to the lady, I said, I don't know. I need some help here. I don't know what's going on. Blah, blah, blah. She goes, well, can I come in and measure you? I said, yeah. So she measures me. You know what she says to me? This bitch. You know what she says to me? Well, you're a 38 double D. I go, are you high? Are you on crack? I said, I'm not a double D. You must be high. She goes, oh, yeah. You're a 38 double D. I said, there is no freaking way. I said, I'm 135 pounds, lady. I said, there is no way I'm a 38 double D. Yeah, that's what you are. And she goes, you obviously don't know how to measure yourself.
Oh, and that's when the fight started.
I was like, who are you talking to? Do you know I'll take you out right in this dressing room? They're going to find a body in here. I said, who are you talking to? Are you serious? Oh, yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Stupid
blah, blah,
woman.
blah. I'm like, you son of a bitch. I said, oh, I'm done with you, lady. I'm so done with you. Let's just point out, she was no skinny lady. She was quite a plump woman herself, so she had no business. No business body shaming me. So I said, okay, you just leave right now. I got dressed and I walked out. I'm done. I was like, how dare you? Then I start thinking body image issues. I'm thinking, am I fat?
No.
Am I fat?
No.
So guess what I did though? So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go to Kohl's. I'm gonna look at their bras, right? I go to Kohl's. I'm looking at their nice bras. They have some nice, beautiful Maidenform and Warner's and Hanes, all these beautiful bras. I tried on a 36C, fit me perfectly. Perfectly. Now, I always buy I buy Maidenform, Hanes, all these other bras, and that's my bra size. I'm not ashamed. 36C, I think, is all right. This woman told me I was a 38 double D. You tell me. So I called my friend. She manages a Victoria's Secret store out of state. And I said, hey, I got a question for you. Just wondering. So this happened to me, tell her the whole story. She goes, well, Victoria's Secret's for, like, small women. And I said, okay. I know there's models. I seen the commercials. Those women are gorgeous, beautiful women. They weigh like 100 pounds. I'm aware. But that's the commercial, and they're models, right? Who are you appealing to? Models? Like, what is your market? Like, who are the women you're talking to? Because it isn't like the normal women. Because normal women don't look like Victoria's Secret models. They don't look like that, right? So she says, she goes, we make them small on purpose. We do. And I said, what?
What?
She goes, we actually changed the size. She goes, because I said to her, they used to fit me. I said, and it wasn't like 5 years ago. I'm not talking like when I was a kid. I'm talking 5 years ago they fit me. She goes, well, actually, about 4 years ago, we changed the size. So now what you think is really a C cup, we made it a D cup.
Oh, yeah.
So they upped the sizes at Victoria's Secret. money. That's
so now
right.
they've upped their sizes, so
Correct.
up yours.
Yeah. So and that, but
Right?
the good thing
Am I
is,
right?
once she told me that,
Wow.
I felt better. I was like, okay, that
Okay.
explains everything because I'm like, I'm
But you
going
went to the other
crazy.
place and got the
I did.
quote unquote right size.
I did, and it fit me
and
perfect.
everything is comfortable.
Very comfortable. Love it. Wearing one right now, and it feels
Wow,
beautiful.
wow,
But
wow.
that's my point, and I thought that was the funniest thing when she said, "She's a little secret. Shh, don't tell anybody."
So that's the secret.
It's a
Bingo.
secret, Victoria's
Now
secret.
Now we know.
That's the secret. They actually, so when you're out there shopping and you're like, what's up with these sizes? Well, now you know, because if you are a C cup, D cup is what's going to fit you, and vice versa. B is going to be C, A is going to be B, and so on.
What a
But she
scam.
says, oh, they make it for small ladies, like smaller.
Yeah, because you're so giant. What? Come
Well,
on.
and that's the thing. That's crazy, and that's why I am anti Victoria's Secret because of that reason.
That's
But they are the biggest.
That's false.
They are the biggest lingerie seller in the world.
Well, I'm sure they are.
Nobody can beat them, and they try very hard to beat them. But Victoria's Secret
That's like
holds
false,
the
or should I
candle.
say falsy advertising? Hey-o,
Hey-o.
thank you. But you know what I mean? It's
a true story, though.
Right. But that's incorrect. That's just
It's crazy, right?
That's incorrect.
True story.
That's
True story.
bad.
You heard it first. Let me tell you
Wow.
something. When people start seeing this on our podcast and it starts going around on social media, you heard it from
Now
me.
we know.
Now you know. There you go. That's
Now what can I do about
Hamilton
this belly
Radio.
is my problem. I got this
What?
dopey
Your belly? The
back.
bellies are hard, man. Bellies are hard.
I hate it.
Bellies are hard for men and women. It's hard for women too, but it's like you got to do crunches and planks.
Oh, jeez.
What are you going to do to get rid of that? You got to watch what you eat. But you, like when you got sick, you lost your belly. So you got to get sick again.
No, I don't. No. I would really prefer not.
Oh, sorry.
I would no.
I didn't
no,
mean that.
That I know you didn't, but I mean,
Yeah.
that stunk. I mean, yeah, I got down. Holy fright! We were right at the end of the biggest weight loss contest at the place at
Oh
work.
yes, the Biggest Loser.
Okay?
Yes.
So I had started at about 265, which is about where I am again, and I got down to 250 because I remember it was like the week that I went in that I
It was.
that I left.
It
I'm like,
was, 'cause
okay,
I
250,
remember.
very
That's
good.
right.
I'm down 15 pounds. You can't beat that.
Right.
And I got out of there 2 weeks later, mind you, 2.5 weeks later at 230. I lost 20 pounds in 13 days in
Wow.
that damn place.
Wow.
Okay.
Nice.
I kind of felt like garbage, but outside of that, I'm like, woohoo! I got springs in my shoes. You know what I mean? Because $20, I mean, that's $20, 20 pounds. That's 20 pounds.
You know what? You know what I want to talk about? Health insurance.
Oh, gee, yeah.
Can we talk about that for a second?
I suppose.
Something I need to say.
Go ahead.
I went through something today, actually, health insurance. I got to tell you, first of all, I know, and you're a Republican, this is what I'm going to say. What Obama was trying to do was a good thing. Unfortunately, he didn't do what we needed to do. It didn't work out. He didn't do it the right way.
For a
Didn't do
moment.
the right thing.
I'll interject for a moment.
Yeah.
The idea
is
get.
good. That's all I'm talking about. I'm not talking
the
about the
concept. I
right.
get. The execution
was poor.
Oh.
Yeah, and we know that, and I know that too, and I know that too.
Yeah.
So I'm not, but the reason and I'm talking from a place of, coming from somewhere where I had free health care for my childhood
in Canada,
right, and so it's pretty awesome, even though you pay more taxes, but it works out. And we've talked about this before with. So one of my the bane of my existence is the way insurance works, and it's not because I have to get insurance. I have no issue with that. It's that there's all these rules and like regulations and like you can't switch and you have the HMO and the EMO and the ECO and the EBO. Do you have that card? Oh, pay more, you get that. If you pay less. I have had so many insurance issues, and I have to say at Global, it was actually pretty simple for me. The insurance I had was like full coverage.
Right.
I had no issues with it. Where I work now, I'm having so many insurance problems, and it's Blue Cross Blue Shield. First of all, it's not like a bad insurance, but oh my God,
they say that anymore is like one of the most complicated chicken rodeos on the planet.
I don't even understand. So here they give you choices, and they had this big seminar, and they're like, these are the choices. This is now. I personally, for a doctor, I need a good doctor, and I need to be able to go out of network. That's the whole. I don't understand that thing either. Out of network. You're in my network. You're not in my network. What the fuck? What's that mean? That's so dumb. If I'm paying you let me go to a doctor, any doctor I want. I should be able to
agree.
go to any doctor I want. I can only go in network. That's so dumb. So this is what happens, right?
We're breathing. We're
Okay.
breathing.
I had 2 insurance problems in 1 week. Okay. Insurance number 1, my dental. Now, me not thinking straight because I was so confused with all these like choices, I picked a lower dental, an in-network, not an out-of-network dental. Because in my head I thought, who cares? Because you know what? Dentist is a dentist, whatever. So then, I had a lot of issues with my teeth.
Yeah.
So I wasn't thinking about it. So now I got this dental, right? So I found a great dentist in Allentown. He said to me, what Brighter Dental did to you, I'm going to fix everything, Tracy. I've dealt with this before. I know everything. I'm going to help you, blah, blah, blah. Beautiful. I love him. I can't wait to see him.
Right.
He's not in my network.
Oh, come on.
I said, well, you're not in my network. So I called insurance. They go, well, you got like the lowest one, so you can only go in network. So I'm like, oh, okay. So well, who can I get? Well, go on our website and put this in and see what your in network is.
Because nobody has to do any work anymore.
Do you know what my in network is?
What?
For dental? It's one office in Hamilton.
No.
I'm not kidding. One office in Hamilton, and it's all the same doctors in the same office, right? Now, here's the coincidence. They happen to be in the same building as where I get my mammogram, right? So I went to get my mammogram yesterday. We'll talk about that in a second. I go upstairs, right?
I'm
I said,
exhausted already.
let me check out the dental. No kidding. So I go, let me check out my dental, right? The dentist, there was about 100 kids running around rampant.
Nope.
There was people everywhere, people in line. I said, this is a factory. This is a teeth factory, a dental factory. I said,
Don't you people have homes?
I want no part of this.
No.
Guess what? I don't have a choice. So I call up my insurance. I said, you MFers. I said, I want this dentist. He's the one I want. Well, you're going to have to wait until the end of the year when you can go back and do it again.
No.
I said, wait. I just want to change dentists. It's like car insurance, No, it's not, because guess what? You can only do it at enrollment. You can't change a doctor
We've got you.
unless your enrollment is up. So my enrollment isn't until the end of the year.
So what you're saying is all this dental changing is kind of like, ready? Pulling teeth.
It is like
Ew.
pulling teeth.
Oh.
Boom. Yeah.
That
And so I
sucks.
can't
That
change.
stinks on ice.
So I'm stuck.
What are we going to do?
I don't know.
You got to wait.
I'm gonna wait.
Are you having dental pain?
I'm having dental pain.
Oh, snap.
So what do I do? Do I go to the doctor who looks like a balloon in the factory? Or do I just sit and bear it until, for the next 7 months?
Or
it
here's
sucks.
a question. I mean, do you go to, the
Back to Brighter Dental?
No.
No,
Do
they
you go to
destroyed me.
Dr. Allentown and say, look, I'm going to pay this out of pocket?
Yeah, do you know how much it's going to cost me?
Oh,
Thousands.
okay.
No, so that would be a negative. So this happened. So this happened on Monday. That was Monday. This teeth, right? So now here's Tuesday. Ready for Tuesday?
Oh, boy.
So my mother passed away of breast cancer at
Right.
38.
Right.
So I've been getting mammograms since I was 30 for preventative reasons.
Of course.
At one point, they did find something in my breast. I had a biopsy. It was non-cancerous. It was removed. I had great insurance, whatever.
Good.
So now here's the crazy thing. So you have 3 types of insurance. This is for your primary, right?
Oh, here we go.
So there's top of the line, like platinum. Then there's like gold, which is like, and then there's the bottom silver, which is like in network, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, I can't really afford the platinum because that's a lot. But the middle, I can do that. And it's out of network. I can do out of network. So I said, this is great. I'm going to take this one. So I enroll in that one. They come up to me like a month later. They go, hey, there's been a mess up with your insurance. And I go, what?
What?
By accident, they enrolled you in the lowest one, but they have you paying for the middle one.
Oh, no.
On your paycheck.
Wrong, sir.
I said,
No. You stole fizzy lifting drinks out of my wallet.
So-
You don't get to. No.
Right. So this is in like December, January.
Wow.
This was not December because it was enrollment. So it was like in January. So I go, okay. So they come back to me. They go, hey, we fixed it. It's all set. You're back to your gold status. Everything's good, and everything's good. I go, okay, great. So I go to get my mammogram. Everything's great, no problem. Give him my card,
Right.
no problem, and it comes out negative, which is a good thing.
Nice.
So, okay.
That's the big thing. Thank you.
Then today, I get this email from my doctor, who is my gynecologist, and she says, listen, I looked at and she's great. She's a new one because I had to leave the other one because she sucked. Anyway, so I'm looking at it, and she says, even though it was clear, I really think you need to get no, I forgot the word. It's beyond that. It's like it'll come to me. It's kind of like an MRI.
Like a scan, a PET scan?
No, it's like an MRI.
Okay.
I'll think of the word, but we'll say MRI for now. And so I had gotten that at my doctor in Boston, and that's when they found the lump initially. So she says, you have real dead skin. You need to have this. It's very, very important. It's ultrasound. Sorry, you have to get an ultrasound. So she says, but you better call your insurance to make sure they cover it. I said, well, I got good insurance. I'm good. She says, but just call, make sure. So I call them. So this is what they say.
Oh, boy.
You ready? Something's really weird in your system. I go, what do you mean? Well, it says here you have the gold, but it says silver too. And I go, well, no, they made a mistake. This is the reason, blah, blah, blah. Well, they didn't correct it.
Oh, no.
So we cannot cover your ultrasound, which is like life or death. I go, what? She goes, you have to get the person, our sales guy, the guy who does all that stuff. He has to come in and he has to go and change it and fix it. He has to fix it, and until he fixes it, you can't get that ultrasound. You have to pay for it, which is like $6,000.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep.
wrong.
And I said, this is crazy. I have this. This is the one I have. She goes, well, under the one you have, it is covered. You're good. But unfortunately, in the system, you're still under the old one. So they never fixed it. They never fixed it. But they're charging me. They're charging me for the other one. Dude. This is what I'm dealing with. This is where I work. So I got to wait. So I sent him an email, vicious email, and I said, you're going to fix this first thing tomorrow morning. I said, because if you don't, there's going to be hell to pay. And that's what's going on now. So you know what I mean? This is crazy. This is crazy. And that made me think about it when we're talking about your sickness, because you had some things with your insurance, too.
I had none.
Right.
Was my problem.
Right. And what happens when you have no insurance in America? What happens when you get your procedure? What's the kind of bill you get?
You get a great big giant bill. My initial bill, I have to say, was about $250,000.
Yeah.
And I was in that joint for 13 days.
13 days.
Okay. They knocked it down after the first or second billing cycle. So I left on July 2nd. And the late July bill and the August bill was this humongous amount. I'm like, I'll be 80 when it's paid off. Good luck, because I'm not giving you anything other than 100 here or 200 there. That's it. P.S. Spoke with my cousin's wife, who was in healthcare professional for many, many years, and she just retired. And as I'm sitting in the hospital, she said, yeah, it's going to be a big bill. Don't be surprised if it's over 6 figures. And you know what? You just pay what you can when you can. I'm like, what? She goes, John, relax. It is what it is. This is how it works now. And if your situation is so that your insurance is not, because I didn't, okay, lesson
Do they
learned.
treat you differently because you weren't insured?
I don't know. I really worked on conducting myself as if I were some high IQ Rhodes Scholar for that very reason, because you got Cletus and Floyd and Lurleen over there saying, well, can I have some sort of I don't know, concoction to make this thing go away? No, that's not how it works, Mr. Smith. Well, that's what my cousin Eddie talked about that they did out there down there in Tennessee. No, I wasn't that guy. I was,
because they do say that sometimes your treatment will be less than stellar when you don't have insurance.
And there was something I forget, because I was all fuzzed out for a few days, especially the first few, that I even said, listen, I don't have insurance right now. I'm in the process, and I'm in the process of getting it done, okay, working some things contrary to the usual open enrollment, okay, after the 18th time I would say this to people, I started getting, okay, as if, yeah, we've seen this kind of thing before. But it was a humongous bill. But then by like the third billing cycle in September, it was down to like, $39,000. I'm like, okay, still it might be 70 till you,
Yeah. Well,
times 70 till you get paid off.
so like you'll send them like a little bit here, a little bit there, just to
100 or
keep them
200
quiet.
there,
Yeah.
because they can't jam you. Oh, look at this.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
6:49, time for the 5 for 30 show. Hi, Ruben. So they can't jam you, really. I mean, but it's just such a sham. I got everything because that's the hospital. I had the hospital, I had the medical group, I had the urological group, and I had the cardiological group. I've got all of those three paid. The only thing I've got left is just that, large deal from the hospital. And whatever. You know what, guys? You get what you get. It's simple as that.
I had a question. Is Carlos' show still on the air? What happened to them?
He's supposed to be here.
He wasn't here for 2 weeks in a row. What happened?
Gisela was sick, and then I think the last one was at Comic-Con or something.
He had things to do.
Oh.
The other white mate. Right.
Oh, Meatloaf's coming on to the show? Oh.
Yeah, you never guess. We're gonna have food. What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Meatloaf, the other white meat.
The other way meat. But Meatloaf is the best rock and roll singer of all time.
No, it's Lita Ford.
Oh. But he won't do that. He'll do anything, but he won't do that. He won't do that.
He won't do that.
He won't do that.
Oh, man.
Sorry, I went on my rants today. I don't know.
No, I hear you. I mean,
That's
it's a deal. I mean, okay, we rant, we rave. Our ranting gets raves. So, we do what we do. And when it's all said and done, you know what? Whether it's, the dentist for you, the gynecologist, the general practitioner, the hospital, we make it work.
It's just crazy that you have to go through all that, though. I mean, it's bad enough you have the stress of your health. You're going through like the issues with your health.
Well, and
then you got to deal with that.
I got a friend of mine from I think I may have told you from the Halifax, Nova Scotia area.
Yes.
He and his wife, and they spend about 4 or 5 months out in Arizona, and they're about a month going to be coming back up, but. They're the first ones to say two things. Number one, oh my gosh, John, the healthcare up here, is there's no charge for it. And then he'll say, but the thing of it is, though, even though your taxes are high there in New Jersey, they're not like what they are up here.
Yeah, taxes. But like I told you, cost of living's lower, and employment. The minimum wage is much higher, so it balances out.
It's kind of. It's kind of apples and oranges.
Right.
I'm not going to say apples and kumquats because it's not that different, but it's apples and oranges.
Right.
And again, back to the previous talent in the White House. I think the idea, the concept was and it's been out there for years.
It has been.
That
You're right.
concept's been out there for years, and okay, credit where credit is due.
Very difficult.
He's the guy
to make that
said,
happen.
All right, we're going to put this rubber down to the road and work on it, and you can keep your doctor.
And
it just didn't work out.
It
didn't work out, and it is what it is.
The details are what the details
right,
are,
it is what it is.
And then now we got Uncle Don talking about we're going to redo this again. Okay, you know what, Don? Shut up. Show me, don't tell me.
Yeah.
If there's a better way to build the mousetrap, please.
The wall?
Have at it. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
You know who's going to build the wall, don't you?
Who's building the wall?
Bozo O'Rourke.
He's not building the wall.
Oh, he's going to build it, and he's going to pay us to build it.
No, you just wanted to say Bozo O'Rourke.
I think I
you just
find it
want
funny.
to say, I know you do. You're so amused by it. I'm not going back to that conversation. That heated me up. I have to get away from that. I want to be political free, politics free. What the hell are you doing?
He's alphabet guy. R.
No, he's like a Candyman. You ever seen that?
Pirate.
You ever seen that horror movie Candyman?
No, Candyman.
Candyman.
Here can build a rainbow.
Candyman. They're redoing that too. Candyman.
With juice.
Yeah,
Soprano.
Candyman. No,
What?
the Candyman.
The Candyman can.
No, not the song. The movie, the horror movie where he says Candyman in the mirror. Oh, forget it. Forget it.
I've been gigging with these cats since the 60s, babe. And I mean that.
Sammy Davis Jr., he says. He says Sammy Davis Jr. He said Candyman. He said Sammy Davis Jr. That's freaking funny. And we're talking about Candyman. He's like, Sammy Davis Jr. That was actually very funny. I'm gonna have to laugh at that. But you just reminding me of Candyman. But you know, Jordan Peele, who did Us, is doing a remake of Candyman, which I'm kind of happy about that because
You like those horror movies, don't you?
I do. I
Oh,
do.
boy.
So his name is Tony Todd. Tony Todd. Yeah, that's Candyman. And if you say Candyman, was it 3 times in the mirror or 5 times? Three, and then Ruben appears.
Cheesy smiling included.
Similar.
yeah,
That's right. That's right. Very, very similar. Hey, how's that new studio coming?
I'll just be over here. Go ahead.
Are we going in next week? Are we going in next month? Are we going in next quarter? Are we going in Labor Day? What? Killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. No, I'm telling you. Want me to take control of it? I will. I will. I might have to take
Don't you
control of
think
this
she
bitch.
won't?
I might have to run. I have to make shit run in here.
Oh, no.
Well, you know they're not allowed to do that. You have to call them back, and then they.
Yeah, the guy gave me hell for not calling him back. I said, you gave me the window. I had to wait for the window.
Oh Lord!
Wow.
I think you need a woman in charge of this operation because you guys are like
Again,
not
I'll just be
making
over
it
here.
happen. I think you need a woman in charge. What's Jerry doing?
Painting
She's
the
going to
studios.
manage friendlies,
She's going to paint the studio purple.
and she's going to paint the studio purple, not purple.
No.
Wait, we're not
I mean,
gonna
nothing
have,
against purple. I
we're
like
not gonna
purple.
have this
but-
wonderfulness anymore to gaze upon and replete with splendor. Wow.
I mean, I can put you over here, guys. I can put you there tomorrow.
Resplendent in dignity.
You can put us there tomorrow, but we're just going to sit on a chair and stare at the wall.
Well, yeah, there's no equipment running
he
because
just said
of-
he said I can put you over there, but you won't be able to broadcast.
yeah, right, because of the damn Verizon, screw jobbing.
No, we'll just go like this.
They can read our scene. They can read our thoughts.
We can use our phones, but it's not the same as broadcasting.
Okay, caller, you're on the air. Hello, I'm on the air. Yes, you're on the air. Is this?
Oh my God! Help me, Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
We got 3 weeks.
I don't got 3 weeks.
If you're saying the 14th,
It's not happening.
His parents just had a car accident. He's got to take care of his parents now.
what, the paint was in the
Sorry.
car that got hit?
He has to take care of his parents.
Oh, okay. Everybody okay?
Yeah.
Is the paint okay?
No.
No paint. Damn it. No paint.
No
The
pain.
paint.
No pain.
Paint.
Pain. Paint?
I was
No
wondering
paint, right?
if the paint was in the car that got hit.
No.
Just as long as everybody's okay and the paint didn't get hurt.
No, and they're not in pain either.
That's a long way to go for not even a really good, funny line.
That wasn't funny.
Clearly,
Well,
he
that's
didn't
what
get
happened.
it.
It's gone. It's
You
gone.
think? Here,
Sammy Davis Jr.
hold on. Well, that was a joke grenade. Oh, it's ouch, man. he's gonna throw his hook at you.
Oh my God! You know what's funny today at work? I work with a gentleman, and he's an older gentleman, but he's very he doesn't watch TV, he doesn't watch the news, he doesn't go online. He's very detached from that. He's not interested in politics, or he doesn't know anything about anything. It's kind of funny, actually.
Wow.
So I'll bring up something and be like, I don't know what you're talking about. He has no idea. So it's so funny because my boss was reading something about a customer who lives in Philadelphia. So he goes, Tracy, you know where this customer lives? And I said, where? He goes, in West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground where he spent most of his days. So I start laughing, right? And this is my coworker. My coworker goes, oh, West Philadelphia, that's like a real, that's up near the, and he starts talking like all serious. And I go, you know what we're talking about? You know what that is? He goes, what? I said, West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground is where I spent most of my days. And he goes, I don't know what that is. No idea. I had no idea.
Man.
I go, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? What is that?
That's like 30 years
The
ago.
show! Don't know what it is. No idea.
Wow.
No idea. He's in his 70s.
Yo, home. Smell you later.
Yeah. Yes. But I thought that was funny. But anyways.
Wow.
Anyway, that's that.
Guess what?
Do you have any last minute thoughts?
Just come see the Rage play some football this Saturday, man.
Where are they playing?
At St. John Vianney High School. It's where we're going to be. 1 o'clock. It's over on Line Road, 540A Line Road in Homedale, St. John Vianney. Vianney is how you spell that. It's a Catholic high school, and they've been so gracious as to, accommodate us out the back behind the baseball field and the sports bubble, they call it. And we'll be there, cracking heads and, scoring points. 1 o'clock.
I love it.
Monmouth Rage against the Williamsport Wildcats. Wow.
I love it. I got nothing.
All right.
So that's about it.
Well, it'll be a wing-dang doodle of a week, Lord, a wing-dang doodle of a week. Until then.
Check us out on Facebook.
Right.
Twitter.
Real Time with John and Tracy.
Podcast. Apple. iTunes. What did I say before? Pandora.
A whole bunch of stuff. Snapchat, Instagram.
Yeah. Check us out.
All those wacky.
And HamiltonRadio.net.
Please, Hamilton on the interwebs, the intronet at HamiltonRadio.net. That's all of it. Give this week. Coming up, your best shot. I'm John.
I'm Tracy.
And this is Real Town. Till next time, peace.
Peace.
We out of here.
Please. Please.